Yo, what is good, YouTube? What's up, PlayStation Nation? Jay Barry here, and I'm back with another video. Here to give you guys greatness once again, which is the PlayStation Nation, which is the PlayStation 4, because you know PlayStation ain't done with that thing yet, and the only next-gen console, that PlayStation 5. What is up, guys, man? What is up? Just wanted to do a quick update for everyone when it comes to the channel, and also talk about Square Enix latest news here with Embracer Group acquiring 3 of their divisions or their studios, Western studios or whatnot. But before we get into the whole Square Enix stuff, I just want to let people know that YouTube decided to just automatically reactivate my my channel when it comes to monetization. So my goal and my plan was always intended to reactivate everything in June. So I kind of left everything kind of dormant. Not dormant, but just left everything as is, after getting back monetization. But this morning I got an email. It was like, hey, monetization is on. And then right after that I got several emails that, oh, the membership is reactivated and all that stuff, and I'm just like, whoa. I didn't do any of that stuff, because typically you on YouTube, content creator, you would go into your analytics and you would go into your monetization, you would turn certain things on and whatnot, but they just did everything automatically. So if anyone got any emails or anything like that being charged for being a member of the channel, that is the reason why, because this morning they just went and just reactivated everything. It was kind of strange, because even all the videos that they took the monetization off, all of them just automatically had the monetization on when I went to the channel. There was only 3 videos that I didn't have, the new videos that I did, the live streams, that didn't have the monetization, because I purposely didn't touch those. But it was kind of strange that they did everything that's automatically. So like I said, the goal was to revitalize the channel back in June, was to revitalize my channel in June. But with this being done automatically and kind of pushing things forward, we're gonna start with next week, where everything is gonna come back as normal. So with that being said, there's gonna be a Speak from the Heart. I'm thinking about doing it either on Sunday or the typical day, like on a Thursday. And we got a lot to talk about too, man. So it's gonna be a good one for Speak from the Heart. It's gonna be a movie, because there's a lot of things that just in general where I haven't really spoken about it, or gave my opinions about it, just because I wanted to save certain things for the channel, or probably for What's Up PlayStation podcast. But going forward, we're gonna bring everything back when it comes to the channel and whatnot. So thank you everyone that supported the channel. I thought that everybody was everybody's membership got canceled when it came to back in March or whatnot, but I guess that wasn't the case. I guess it was just pause, because typically everybody messaged me, and people were sending me their emails like, yo, Bar, did you pause the memberships and whatnot? That was YouTube that just cut everything off. But I thought it was not just a pause, but a cancellation, because it's been 2 months. You know what I mean? So when I saw that the memberships just automatically turn back on, and I see how many people are still members, I was like, oh damn, I thought everybody was canceled. But I appreciate all the support, guys, and like I said, we're gonna get back into the rigmarole of things on the channel very, very soon, starting next week. Like I said, Speak from the Heart is coming back live and direct in full effect next week. But let's get into this Square Enix news, because I found this news very fascinating. It was something I'm not shocked about, but it's also something that I was like, this is very interesting that you're doing it now, right? So if you guys didn't know, most of you guys do know, because we spoke about this on WUPS Well, did we speak about it on WUPS? No, we didn't speak about it on WUPS. We're going to be speaking about it on WUPS this Saturday. But I spoke about it on Persona's podcast, and I think I made a few comments here and there on like Twitter. So basically, Square Enix has sold their European or their Western divisions or studios, Crystal Dynamics, Eidos Interactive, and several of their like IPs like the Tomb Raider, Deus Ex Steve, Legacy of Kain, to Embracer Group for $300 million. And initially I was like, oh, that's kind of low, but you know what I mean. As further on reading the article and reading what's going on, and reading the transfer agreement that they put out in that statement, I was like, yo, Square Enix actually got off on them. You know what I mean? They got more than what these three or these IPs were even worth, in my personal opinion, from what they gave out the information, right? So they sold it off for $300 million, where Embracer Group is going to be now, I guess, running these companies and having these IPs under their portfolio. And Square Enix, they said that now they're going to be focusing on the Japanese studios, Square Enix external studios and Square Enix Collective. The company overseas studios will continue publish franchise just like Just Cause, Outriders, and Life is Strange. Which I'm for. I'm very happy about that. But what kind of triggered me when this news came out, because I'm not upset that they sold the other Crystal Dynamics, Eidos and all that stuff off, because like I said, I was saying earlier, is that I love some of these games that those developers have created, but when it comes to the business side of things, or when it comes to what these games and these IPs or these studios are worth, is not that much. A lot of the stuff that they have produced in the past 3 to 5 years have not been meeting the quota as far as what Square Enix has been setting for these companies or these developers. So when I saw the $300 million at first, the initial shock was there, but like I said, further upon reading the article and reading the statement, I was like, oh, what you call it, Crystal Dynamics total capital is $40 million. You know what I mean? After games like Tomb Raider and Avengers, like according to them and their numbers, those games didn't hit. Those games had Square Enix actually losing money. You had Eidos Montreal with Guardians of the Galaxy. A great game. I love that game. But this is not about my own personal feelings or how I feel about these games. But according to them, these games did not meet these quotas. These games are not sufficient enough to be maintained by them. So this is the reason why they're selling them off, and Embracer, which is scooping up a lot of these IPs and developers, is like, hey, we'll take that and we'll see what can come from it. But right now with Square Enix, they were bleeding, and then you have Eidos Interactive. They did this in Canadian, 6.2 million Canadian total capital. You know what I'm saying? I'm just like, yo, these studios in itself and having all these IPs is not really worth anything. Like I said on my tweet, I was like, Square Enix actually came off, in this deal because they sold Embracer a lot of debt. The employees that all these companies had that Square was paying, a lot of these dormant IPs that these companies had, but wasn't doing anything with that. You know what I mean? And they got $300 million from it, and all of that stress or all of that baggage from those studios is now not a part of them. You know what I mean? So they're not incorporating those in their reports or their quarterly earnings and stuff like that, which is a good thing for Square Enix, because the Japanese focused things is what they're seeing success from. But the only thing I really found weird is when they put out the purpose of the transactions. And I'm gonna read a little snippet here from what they said here. It says that in addition The transaction enables the launch of new businesses by moving forward with investments in the field, including blockchain, AI, and cloud. The move is based off the policy of business structure optimization, with the company set forth under medium-term business strategy unveiled on May 13th, 2021. So this whole fad of these phase of NFTs and all that stuff, a lot of these companies see value in that because you have these gaming companies that have a lot of memorabilia, a lot of like characters and things like that. They can probably sell for a lot of big money, when it comes to this whole NFTs and all this bullshit. When it comes to like the whole AI and cloud, I'm guessing that's to power, these blockchains and stuff like that. Or I'm assuming it's just for the blockchains, the NFTs and all that stuff. But my biggest issue from this is that the fact that you are a gaming company and the purpose of transaction, this is the first paragraph within that segment. They were talking about blockchains and things like that, rather than talking about the gaming aspects of why we love Square Enix. I love Square Enix due to the fact of the games they produce and the catalog that they have. Final Fantasy, Kingdom Hearts, Dragon Quest, the list goes on. I like the fact that they created new studios that created some RPGs that I really loved, in the past generation. Like, from Tokyo RPG Factory with I Am Setsuna, Lost Spear, Oninaki. Like, I love that stuff. They are, and those games aren't AAA bangers or nothing like that, but they still cater to people like me that love those type of RPGs and that old school, nostalgic feel for the games. So I like the fact that Square Enix is still producing games like that. You see the Octopath Traveler, you see the Triangle Strategies and things like that. But the fact that you did not place that first as far as the purpose of this transaction, because now you can solely focus on those studios, being the best that it can be, or improving what you have when it comes to the Japanese studios, was kind of a letdown for me. Like, probably a lot of people gonna say you're looking too much into it, but for me, somebody that generally loves Square Enix, like when I look at PlayStation, I look at Square Enix kind of like in the same ballpark, in my opinion. That's how much love I have for Square Enix. That's like my childhood of gaming for Squaresoft and all that. You know what I mean? So I look at them very highly when it comes to gaming, and the fact that the gaming portion was the last paragraph in this purpose of transaction was kind of disappointing. But at the end of the day, I think it was a really smart move. It's not to say that those games are not going to exist anymore, or you're not going to get any more games from like Tomb Raider and stuff like that. We already got an announcement that Tomb Raider is coming to Unreal Engine 5, and Avengers is still live and kicking, with a lot of the updates that's coming. But I think this was a real smart move from Square Enix, and hopefully it makes it much easier now. So PlayStation, acquire Square Enix, please. Get that PlayStation fragrance, that PlayStation sauce, that PlayStation essence in their lives, because I will lose my shit if that happens, like, for real. And I would love for that to happen, because PlayStation X Square Enix, oh my god, that's a beautiful thing right there. That's a beautiful picture to be painted. But let me know your thoughts in the comment section below, man. Like I said, this news was like 2 days old, but we putting out the video now, giving my thoughts and whatnot when it comes to it. But yeah, guys, going forward, the channel is going to be fully back. We're going to be fully in motion. And yeah, these are my thoughts for Square Enix. But let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. It's your boy Jay Barry. I'm gone. Deuce.